Okay, so here's another shed that I've got in the garden. It's just a small shed. It's wooden. It's quite a sunny day, so you'll hopefully forgive me for the shadows and everything. But you can see that the wooden shed, even though it's been here a few years now, it's absolutely solid when you knock on it. Okay, when you look inside, if we can see inside, it's really quite solidly built and quite sturdy. Okay, it's quite safe to lock up and nobody can kind of get in. The floor is absolutely solid and secure. Okay, and that's a B&Q hut that I bought, as I say, quite a few years ago. So here is the shed that I bought from Shedsworld. So superficially it looks like the picture. It was constructed by the distributor, so it looks as though it's reasonably well constructed. It wasn't my handiwork. It's lap larch as described, and superficially it looks fine, but when you get a bit closer you notice the quality of the wood. So to give you an example of that, if you just press on one of these things, you can see the whole thing just bends. It's very, very flimsy. Okay. Okay. So, although superficially it looks fine, it's really quite poorly constructed. An example of that is like the door. So the door is completely wafer thin. I mean, that's my thumb there. It's not even the width of my thumb. If you go inside, and I've got a few bits and pieces in here, you can see how poorly it's constructed, because you can see all the holes that are coming through because the wood is so thin. Try and capture that, but essentially every panel has large holes, which are just because the wood is so thin and basically it's crumbled up where the knots are. Okay, every single panel is like that. If you come along here, for example, and you kind of push against the wood, you can see daylight through there, just very gently. It'd be very, very, very easy to snap that. The panels are just very, very poor, and the whole thing just shakes. Even the floor, and I'm going to try and jump up and down here, but it's not very secure. It kind of bends when you stand on it. It's not secure as that small hut that I was showing you earlier. As you can see, like all the panels have holes in all the way through, so it's the same construction all the way around. It's not just like a bad panel or something. Looking at the roof, if you just press on the roof, I mean the whole thing is really flimsy and just shakes. So you can see that all in all, even though superficially it looks quite solid, and that's why I kind of bought it based on the pictures on the website, it really is very, very flimsy. And I'll try to give you an example of that, but even just rocking the whole thing, I don't know if you can see that, but the whole thing just kind of rocks. Considering it's such a large shed, it really shouldn't be doing that. You can see it's just very, very flimsy, the whole thing. So all in all, it's very disappointing, because superficially it looks fine and it looks like it's on the website, but it really is a very poor quality shed for what I was expecting.